we have a Stranger Things episode today.
Yes, we
That's
do.
right. That's right. 2 weeks ago, we actually did a little episode talking about the nostalgia feeling of the Stranger Things. But this week, we're talking a deep dive with some spoilers because I've finally seen all of the shows.
Spoiler alert for
Spoiler
season
alert.
5
Get
of
ready,
Stranger
people,
Things.
it's crazy.
Yes.
Jump
Do it,
right
gang.
into season 1.
Season
All right.
1. Yeah, I was gonna say we should go to
Yeah.
each season. Yeah.
I actually have a list for every song that was written in each season.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm just doing a quick saying of every single one.
All
of
the
season
needle drops.
one, right? There's needle drops of season 1.
Yeah.
Stranger Things. Everybody, if you're just tuning in, we got The Clash. Should I Stay or Should I Go Now? The Bangles. Haze, Shade of Winter. Foreigner. Cold as Ice. Joy Division. Atmosphere. Peter Gabriel, Heroes, cover of David Bowie. Toto, Africa, obviously,
Yep.
come
Oh,
on,
yeah,
come on.
classic.
The Police, Every Breath You Take. Echo and the Bunnymen, Nocturnal Me. Duran Duran, Girls on Film. And the last one of season 1 would be Jeff Vereen, Airplane, White Rabbit.
Solid repertoire. I mean, the first season was set in what, the 1980s, right?
Yep,
So,
it was early 83.
Yeah. So, let's dive into it. Season 1, I think, took Netflix by storm, took the world by storm. Honestly,
It really
really
boomed
did.
up their income. I would
Yeah.
definitely say for sure. Yeah,
It
100%.
had a 9.3 in IMDb rating for the finale.
that's crazy. Actually,
Yeah.
what?
Wow.
Actually, almost every finale had a 9.3 on their IMDb scores. Season 4 got a 9.2. Season 5, I said this a little later, got a 7.6 on IMDb.
That's really cool.
That's still good. It's
Still pretty good.
7.6.
Yeah, but almost 2 points less than the
Yeah,
rest of the
for real.
finales, which is something to think about.
Interesting.
I might have a controversial conversation
In the
later on.
middle. Oh.
Yeah.
We have conversations and controversial conversations.
Mhm.
So,
And at the end of the
Generational
day, they're all
controversial.
generational conversations.
dang.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Season 1 for me was, like it was the start. It was a hook of a show. It brings you in and it makes you want to watch more. With Will getting disappeared and
Yeah.
stolen. With Joyce trying to find her son, and I don't know, just creating the general puzzle or outline of a show. I think they did a great job with season 1.
Amazing, yeah.
I know we're not talking about season 2 just yet, but I do want to say I wasn't able to connect to Will as a character right away because by the end of the first episode, he was gone. He was barely yes, he was communicating with
That's
his
fair.
mom,
That's
but there
true,
were
yeah.
little snippets of him in the Upside Down, but we didn't really get to connect with him. We didn't get to see
Yeah.
who he was until the second season.
Yeah, the lore wasn't there yet.
And
It
by
was
that
growing.
time, it felt like, it feels like they're just introducing this character. I want to have known this. Maybe he gets abducted the second episode or the third. I don't know. Something to think about. But I think the first
That
season
is
was
fair
phenomenal.
to say. Season 1, Will, his character was barely established. Besides, he's the mage. And they were like,
And-
oh, he's our friend.
And I mean,
Missing.
think about it. With his disappearance, and then 11 was found in the woods the next day, was wandering around. How did that? I forget if it explained it, but how did that correlate? It felt like there was some correlation there. Like maybe swapping out, or taking one person in the Upside Down, taking one person out. Nope, nothing really came of that kind of swap.
Yeah, no effects.
Actually, now that I think about that, I have to agree with you. Yeah, that I have to say.
I totally
Season
agree
1,
with that,
that
yeah.
was their one mistake, I would say.
I will be saying for the duration of this episode, I will be playing devil's advocate.
He's going to be the critical thinker.
Not that
I
I
bet.
dislike the show Stranger Things. I just have some critical thinking.
Because I know,
about
I
it.
was talking to this guy earlier about season 5, and he already got me heated about it. So I just gotta warn everybody.
Oh
It's gonna
yeah!
be
By
crazy.
the way,
It's gonna be wild.
I wrote a story on the finale of season
That's
5, the
correct.
series finale. It's
so
on
dope.
Siwoo Observer, Central Washington Observer. Go check us out on our online website.
That's
Yep.
correct.
It's called Conformity Gate. What fans will do to cope. That should tell you what it's all
That's
about.
definitely his feelings of the show. I have to say,
no,
the show and the
not just
finale
me.
was amazing.
I really enjoyed the finale for sure.
Yeah, I think the finale was overall pretty satisfying, and I was satisfied with it.
Season 2. Let's talk about some needle drops. The needle drops of season 2. Going right into it, we got Talking Heads, Psycho Killer, Bon Jovi, Runaway, Boston, Rock On, REO, Speedwagon, Ticket on the Run, The Police, Every Little Thing She Does, The Magic, Pat. I don't even know how to say that one. Pat Benatar.
Oh, Pat Benatar.
Thank you. Hit me with your best shot. Oh, hit me with your best shot. Oh yeah, great song.
Pat Benatar.
Put that one in next too.
All right, we gotta put that.
Don't worry about it right now. But we got next after that would be Ozzy Osbourne, R.I.P. Crazy Train, love that song.
Oh, I love it.
AC/DC, You Shook Me All Night Long, that's a good one. When that popped up on this with season 2, I was like, no, that's a good song. Scorpions, Rock You Like a Hurricane.
Ooh, yeah.
Rock You Like a Hurricane. All right, let's see. Dead or Alive, You Spin Me Around Like a Record.
Oh,
and
I love that.
some repeats from season
Spin
1.
me round,
Right round. Okay. That's crazy. But, surprisingly, they had repeats. They had Foreigner played in season 1 and season 2.
Wow.
Season 2, Foreigner, they had Waiting for a Girl Like You. So, another good needle drop list, I had to say. They kept the 80s vibe continuously and crescendoed, I would have to say.
Yes.
I agree. I think, like film-wise, show aspect-wise, season 2, I genuinely really liked it. I thought season 2 had some good storylines. It introduced Max and Billy, I believe.
Yes.
And also introduced Bob, was it?
Oh,
Yes.
Bob,
Oh.
yeah.
Or was
Okay,
that
you know
season
what?
3? No, that was season 2, right?
I just gotta say, my biggest pet peeve about Stranger Things is they bring in the coolest characters, and then they do? They murder them.
Yeah.
They kill them.
They do.
They unfortunately
They
Barb.
straight up... Barb? I gotta say, Barb was kind of...
No,
Barb. I hated
wasn't
her.
a fan of Barb. No.
Thank you, Andrew. You know what? Nancy wanted to go have fun and experiment and be a
and
teenager.
Barb was a
for
normal
real.
kid. Barb was a normal
And
teenager.
you know what? She dropped her friend off and
Died.
but she was judgmental about it the whole time.
No,
Nancy, we should go.
she wasn't
Yeah, look.
judgmental. She was more concerned. She was more like being a motherly friend.
No,
Yeah.
I don't like Barb.
Yeah, I'm not the
But
biggest fan.
anyway,
Y'all gotta
but
revisit
Bob.
Bob.
Though, okay, Bob.
Bob? Bob?
Oh my
Don't
gosh.
get me started on Bob. Bob is the best.
Yeah,
Man.
Yeah, I love Bob. He's
Not
cool
only
as
was
hell.
he the only one able to solve Will's drawings in season 2, he was also just a genius and a well-wound good guy.
And
Like,
he protected Joyce.
and her kids.
Yeah.
Like, he was genuinely like, I'm ready to be a dad, and I'm ready to take care of this family because I love you guys, and
Yeah.
I love Joyce. And then he sacrificed himself. Like, when he looked right at what's his name, the sheriff guy. I'm forgetting his name.
Hopper.
Hopper. Thank
Hopper,
you.
yes.
He looked at Hopper and he said, "You do not wait for me. Go." And I was like, "Dang,
Yeah.
that's a real man."
He's a
Bob.
real G.
Because
was-
a lot
was
of
the
men
man.
could have been like, "Hey, wait for me," or like, "Let's go together," or he was like, "No, you dip. You
He's
get
like-
her out of here."
He's like, complete the mission.
Yeah.
And then he got murdered.
Then he got
And I
murdered.
think
Demi
season
Gordon.
2 had some of the best imagery too. I loved when
yeah.
Will was in the arcade and he stepped out and saw himself back in the Upside Down with the mind flare.
And then my flare was taking
yeah.
over his mind.
Yeah, it was the imagery there was just
So-
beautiful.
And I
So
also
good.
gotta say the Demi Gordons were really cool.
Yeah, and the Demodogs too.
Yeah.
Demo dog.
That's when that season is also okay. People don't realize it. Steve and Nancy broke up in season 2, not season 1,
That's correct.
and it's a
It
lot
was
of
the
people.
first episode.
Yep, a lot of people think that they were broken up by mid-season 1. No, Jonathan and Nancy were kind of doing some hanky panky on the side.
Yep.
And
Jonathan was like, "Hey, girl, what's your name?" No,
That's good.
that's crazy. My bad. Go ahead.
Mr. Steal Your Girl.
He really did though.
and then they broke up in season 5.
But then they
broke up.
they broke up.
Yeah,
broke
they-
up. That's
they-
right.
The trailers
They were not
confirmed it, too.
together.
in that room, yeah.
Like, what was the point of that whole storyline to BH?
To show that
Look.
relationships can have hardships and good times, but it's what you take from a relationship, not what you need from a relationship. There you go.
And
That's
all the
good.
gang was wearing those Ghostbusters costumes. for
Oh
Halloween.
yeah, that was.
Oh, that's
That
right,
was
season 2.
vibes,
Oh,
yes.
yes. Because it dropped right on Halloween. That's correct. When they did that. Yeah, I like how the show does that. Like,
Yeah.
it was this season they dropped on New Year
Yeah,
for the
New Year's
finale.
and Christmas.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
That
And
was
so-
really a gift.
Yeah, they did a really good
Christmas
job.
gift.
Yeah, a Christmas
A
miracle.
Christmas miracles.
Oh,
Wow.
I want to
So
transition
cool.
though over into season 3 because
Okay.
season 3
Season
is
3.
where I feel like most people really started like giving the show attention online. Like, and it took its place in
That's
like,
the mall season,
media.
correct?
Yes.
Yes.
The
That's
fireworks season, summer season.
July.
Billy hits on
The
Miss
Russians.
Wheeler.
The Russians
Oh,
underneath
the
mall.
Russians. Yep. Well, the Russians were there the whole time.
They
true.
created
Yeah.
the mall.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
But-
crazy part.
Yeah, and was season 3 also the one where Elle goes, on the little mission with number 8?
Yes, that's when
yeah.
she dips.
That was the lowest rated episode. They tried. So
Yes, I agree. It's the worst
what,
episode.
What the Duffer brothers, the creators of the show, Matt and Ross Duffer, what they tried to do with that is they tried to soft launch a new show. They were hopefully trying to get.
No way.
Yeah, they were trying to get either Millie Bobby Brown is 11 to possibly do a spin-off show with these these other
characters that they had.
test subjects, these other people who were in the project, and they were going to have Callie 8. They were going to have them go on and go on adventures and stuff. The episode did so bad that they scrapped the idea. I'm thinking,
Completely. Well, it was just because they gave her like this negative arc and then made her try to be like this alt character who she wasn't. Elle was never this person, and then 8 was just this entire show with 8 from when she was in this season to the very last season when she popped up again. Spoiler. She was just the negative Nancy of the entire show. She was like, "You need to kill yourself. You can't be here." Da, 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 da. And it caused commotion for her that she didn't need.
I felt like she wasn't on the vibe as the other characters. Like she wasn't on that positive, like complete the mission type vibes.
Yeah, that's
She was
exactly
like,
what I mean.
Let's cut it off early. It's like,
And she wanted revenge, not just a happy ending. She didn't never wanted a happy ending. She even said it for herself. She was like, "This was where I was always going to end." So, Negative Nancy, number
Negative
8.
Nancy.
I gotta say, when they dropped that episode on season 3, it was very unnecessary, and it felt like it was a filler episode for me because they had so much going on, and then they paused everything for that episode about what's going on with the mall and what was going on with the Russians, just to show that 8 was alive.
So I do want to come up with a theory real quick. A little
Film
fan
theory,
theory.
let's go.
Yeah, film theory.
That's crazy.
And cut. No. Shout out to Matt Pat. Anyways, so I do have a quote here from the Duffer Brothers, a statement they released in response to
That episode with 8?
no, it was more of a response to a fan asking about their plan for the ending of the show.
Okay.
And I have it in a quote. It was the one thing we had planned from the start. We always knew what we were working towards. We built the whole season around the final scene, right?
Are you for real?
Yes. So this is the statement they came out with in response to questions about the finale and questions about where they saw the show going. They said they had everything planned out. Mind you, this episode that they tried to soft launch with number 8, right, didn't go their way. They ended up not being able to launch out a new spin-off, right?
That sounds like they were writing episode to episode to me then.
Yeah.
for real.
And I have another quote. This is during production on episode 8 of the final season of season 5. I have, and I quote from Montana Maniscalco, a key production assistant, admits, "We are shooting episode 8, which isn't completely written out yet, spoiler alert. So
That's crazy.
we
Oh,
don't
wow.
even know what's going on here."
That's wild, actually.
We don't even know what's
This
going
is the
on.
final episode, the finale that fans have been waiting for. By the way, the
It
last
didn't end
season.
up being good, but
Maybe they're
Yeah,
trying
it's
to create
wild,
like mysteria,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it might be
low-key.
salience.
Yeah.
This idea of keeping the idea in people's heads, just with all this kind of marketing tactics, stuff like that. But overall, season 3, back to that, I think was one of their most solid seasons.
It was really good. It really created a character development for the main characters like Steve, Nancy, Dustin, and Max and Mike, and
Lucas.
even Elle. She had she had
Elle
her weird
Elle
arc.
and Max's, growth
The
together.
chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they
duo.
became besties.
Yes. Season
talking
3 is
about-
one of my faves for sure.
Talking about season 3, let me drop the needle drops really quick. We didn't
Ooh,
do
yes.
that yet.
What are those?
Season 3 needle drops of Stranger Things. Okay, we got the Who, Baby O'Reilly, Pointer Sisters, Neuron Dance, REO, Speedwagon, Can't Fight This Feeling, Madonna, Material Girl. That's a good song.
I love that
song.
Corey Hart, Sunglasses at Night, Cyndi Lauper, Time After Time. Time After Time. Wham, Wake Me Up Before You Go Go. Howard Jones, Things Can Only Get Better. Cutting Crew, I Just Died in Your Arms. Toto, Africa.
I love that song.
You know what's crazy? Toto, Africa has been in season 1, 2, and 3 already.
Really?
Yes,
It's a staple.
it's a staple for this show apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the Bangles, Walk Like an Egyptian. Sorry. Yuri Myths, Sweet Dream Are Made of These. Weird Al. Here's. Yeah, okay, Andrew. Okay, Andrews. By the way, guys, really quick, I just want to do a random shout out. We guys are also in a band. We do our own music. We do some Opic Mind Nights at the Cirque every once in a while. Coming up in February 11th, and next March, it was I think 16th. So
I believe around March 14th or around
something
there.
like that.
We'll need to double check.
We'll be
Sometime
live.
in
I
March.
just want to say that's why he has such sweet vocals with Andrew. I just had to say.
Thank you, friend.
And also newcomer to bass as well.
That's right. That's right.
Learning the ropes, slowly but surely.
All right, back to these needle drops. Sorry, we just had to tag that. Okay, a weird mention. Weird Al Yankovic, My Baloney.
My Bologna.
Yep. Jim Croce, You Don't Mess Around with Jem. Flea Cuddy, Zombie. And the last of all would be Peter Grambel, Heroes.
Ooh. Oh, that was the cover, yes.
Yeah.
Let's kick it into season 4 and 5 of Stranger Things.
Oh,
yeah. let's
That's
finish
right.
it
For
up.
anybody tuning in, just want to let you know, we are talking about Stranger Things, all the seasons. We've gotten 1, 2,
Deep
and 3
dive.
covered. We've talked, Jacob has brought up all the needle drops.
That's correct.
In each season, we've talked about our thoughts on each season, some of the
Our
production
feelings,
and behind the
thoughts,
scenes.
feelings,
Ethan, do you have a controversial conversation, by the way, today, or do we not got one?
My controversial conversation was the
last
theory.
season?
Yeah.
Okay.
that was-
We won't even say it then.
Yeah.
It's for the end. All right. Let me just drop right into the needle drop.
Yup.
Season 4 needle drops of Stranger Things.
Some of
Let's
the best
go.
needle drops in my
Actually,
Season 4
yeah,
needle drop,
I think
baby.
this one had the best music overall.
Yeah.
Because season 5 to me, it was good, but they were doing repeats.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
All right, ready? You ready? Kate Bush running up that hill.
That one took
Oh,
the
yeah.
world by storm.
Running up that hill.
I saw it was
Running up that road.
it was a crazy number, but on Spotify, the listening to that song went up by 200 or
Bro,
300%.
Max floating in the air, fighting for her life,
Oh my
almost
gosh, that was
dying.
so scary.
Oh, such a good one.
Once we get into our
I was on the
thoughts,
end
I
of my
want
edge
to
of my
really
seat.
talk
We'll get
about
right
that.
into the thoughts. Let me finish this needle drop list really
Yes,
quick.
my friend.
We got Metallica, Master of Puppets. Bow,
Yes.
bow, bow.
By the way, both of these songs we did play earlier in our show.
Yeah, that was
This-
actually the start of the show,
That was the
actually.
start.
That's
This
correct.
episode, along with other episodes that we've had in the past, are all going to be on the 881theberg.com website. Go to the video shows tab and scroll down till you see EJ's.
Yeah,
and you'll see
in fact,
a lot of our shows.
Click on it right now.
Yeah,
if you're
go-
driving, do it right now. No,
Yeah.
don't.
We do not condone being on your phone while
While driving, that is
No
illegal,
condone
y'all.
for that.
But anyways, go to 881 Point the Berg. Check us out live. We're dancing. We're doing silly jokes, and I'm finishing this list.
Yeah.
We're just having a good time, baby.
That's
Let's
honestly
go.
right. Okay, number 3 on that list would be Journey, Separate Ways, World Apart. That was really good. Talking Heads, Burning Down the House.
Whew, classic.
Ooh. Dead or Alive, You Spin Me Around Like a Record. The Beach Boys, California Dreamin'. That's actually one of my favorite songs. People
Yes.
hate the Beach Boys. I love
don't know why.
the
I
Beach
love
Boys.
the
Who
Beach
hates
Boys.
the Beach Boys?
No,
My
for real.
parents, bro. My parents.
No.
Yeah, they hate us. Okay.
They got good tunes.
They do. Okay. The Cramps. I Was a Teenage Wolf. Psychedelic Furs. Love My Way. Let's see. Duran Duran. Girls on Film. Extreme. Play With Me. Jefferson Airplane. White Rabbit. And Vicky Sue Robinson. Churn the Beat Around. So
It's a solid
Really,
repertoire.
really solid soundtrack.
yeah.
What were y'all's thoughts on season 4?
I
Yeah,
enjoyed
them
it.
all.
I was when I first watched it, I was like, it's kind of interesting they're going to California. I understand it,
Yeah.
but it kind of threw me in the loop. I was like, wow, I'm not familiar to this. Like, we're going into a new place, new setting, and
Yep.
If I'm gonna be
and it
honest,
goes back and forth. Hawkins and California.
I'm gonna be honest. It was my least favorite season of the entire show.
That's interesting.
That's interesting.
Jacob,
Only because of the intro. The
this
first
was my favorite
yeah.
season of the show.
Nope.
It's
This
top,
was
top
my
3
favorite.
for me. I
Yes.
think.
It was so good. At
It was
the end,
amazing.
the first 3 episodes, it was filler. They had.
Nah, the first 3
I don't think
episodes.
so.
No,
okay,
yeah.
maybe the first 2.
No.
Okay.
From the
let me-
first episode, they
From the jump, I
introduced.
thought it was-
Yeah, from the jump, they had the clock chiming. They had the mystery going on. They had Eddie be the scapegoat, even though he was.
That was good.
Eddie
what I
was
don't like-
amazing.
The character plots with Mike, L, the fight, and then
I
I
liked
also
where
don't
Elle's
like.
story went.
You
Elle's
know what I
story,
don't
yeah.
like in my another thing. You didn't resonate with Will of the season 1. I didn't resonate with Will until season 4, even until
Yeah.
like
Season
the
4
end
was
of
his
it.
time to shine.
Yeah.
But
And
even
5.
in the beginning, I didn't like him in the beginning of the season because he was kind of like, I don't want
He
to
had
talk
that
to
weird
Mike.
haircut.
He had the weird haircut. He does that weird. If you saw us live, I just covered my face
when
like he
when
does.
he
He's
when he
kind
looks
of
out the window.
Because he's all sad and mad, and then because he loves Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's crazy.
And I really liked the
What?
introduction.
No, it's
of
not
it.
crazy. I don't have a problem with that.
Yo.
I just wish they did more of a thing with it.
Yeah. I don't think they had it planned from the jump.
Yeah.
I disagree with you. Actually, from season 2, they've made reminiscence that he was, on what would be the word for it?
Spectrum?
Yeah,
Like on the yeah.
yeah. He had a lady touch up his leg, and he was like, "No, I'm
Oh,
not
yeah, in
interested."
class,
yeah.
And so,
That-
since the very beginning, they kind of
true.
hinted through that.
Yeah.
What I mean by it is, there's nothing wrong with it. I wanted them to expand more on it until not to the
Yeah.
very end of the season, like season 5.
You know what they said in
But, like,
season
just a little
5
bit
though
more
that
of a
was
delve into
absolutely
it.
bullshit
Mm-hmm.
was the interaction that that Mike and Will had though about Will's feelings, right? Will kind of went on to say like, hey, I like you, but well, actually, he didn't really say that. He had to kind of come to terms with his own feelings
Yeah.
by talking to Robin about it. But he still kind of
Yeah.
talked about it to Mike. And you know what Mike said is, friends? No.
Best friends.
Like, what? What is that? What is that?
They're just trying to show that they had a good, strong friendship, and it doesn't matter about it.
Yeah, it won't break the friendship.
My whole pet peeve was they waited until season 5 to drop
Mm-hmm.
this news. They didn't and they could have done better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
could have went more into
the coming out scene was amazing with Will. The whole family sat down. He came out with the whole family. That was good. I had no problem with that. They should have done it at season 3. Let him have a character to be in love with.
I think season 3 was the time to do that. Absolutely.
Season 3 would have been, that'd
Yeah.
be good for
that
it.
was my biggest
And
pet peeve.
I would say the introduction of Argyle.
Yes. I'm sad he didn't return for season
Jonathan's
5.
friend. He's so cool, man.
Argyle was great.
That was a great introduction. And
Yeah.
I really enjoyed just the vibes of season 4.
Season 4
yeah.
was good. I did enjoy the fighting, him trying to get back from Russia.
Yeah.
And that was
the
really
Russian
good.
That was
subplot was
amazing.
great. Okay, so I know you said you didn't like where Elle's story went, but
In the beginning, I just didn't like
Like-
how the Mike
Oh,
thing.
and when
In the
the Russian-
end, it was good.
And when the Russian guy got killed, I was so sad. I was
Yeah.
like, oh. He was such,
Alexei.
he was such a
Alexei,
good
yes.
introduction to the show. I was like, oh, he's gone too soon.
that was season 3, right? End of season 3.
Oh, that was
That was the
Yeah.
mall season.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, you're right.
But
When
still,
Lexi got murdered,
sad he
that
didn't
was
come
sad.
back for season 4.
Me too, bro.
Oh.
He was such a good character.
But I do want to say, like, I like where Elle's journey went. kind of discovering your past. Went back to see Papa. Was it Dr. Brenner? I think.
Yeah.
Was his name?
Dr.
Yep,
Martin
that
Brenner.
was season 4. They did the tanks, emergent
Yeah.
tanks. She
The
had to re-unlock her
helicopter.
powers.
No, what I
Yeah.
don't get is she was struggling to do this and that in season 5, but in season 4 she was throwing around helicopters and
Yeah.
tanks. Like
That was
in
like her
season
prime.
1, when she was a little kid, she made a whole truck in front of, like, an army SWAT truck flip in front of them on the
A van.
bikes. Yeah, like, oh yeah, it was a van, but
It was a
still
van.
like that's
Still, that's-
when
You're
she was
really
a little
good point. Season
like-
5, they did
underplay her power. But
just a
at the
little
same
bit.
time, she had to get them back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
she had to make
Yeah.
a play.
Yeah.
fair enough. My last big pet peeve with season 5 would have to just be, I don't know, the music. That's the biggest pet peeve.
Yeah,
for
in
season
comparison
What are
five.
the
to
season
other
5
seasons-
needle
or other
drops?
seasons.
Yeah.
Yep,
It
let's
wasn't as
drop
good.
those. Let me get them ready for you guys right now.
I do want to say about season 5 is for anybody who is an avid Stranger Things fan, you probably know of Conformity Gate. Fans essentially went into psychosis after the final episode dropped. There was a lot of production errors, such as signs in the background that people were holding up that didn't have any words written on them.
I didn't
while
even
they were at
notice
the
any of this,
graduation.
to be honest.
Me either. When I was watching, I was like, I wouldn't have thought of
But
that.
it's like stuff that the people making the show and putting together the show and that Netflix would notice. It's that kind of stuff. Like, people notice this stuff as soon as it came out, right?
That's crazy that people. I don't have that type
Like-
of vision. Then that's insane. I have 20/20 vision, but I don't see it.
They said that so when Will was coming out, right, which his coming out scene was which was 5 minutes longer than the actual
yeah,
fight
it's longer
against
than
Vecna.
the
Wait,
fight.
really?
It was
Yeah,
5
yeah.
minutes longer than Vecna's
And
fight.
I was seeing memes about it on
Yep.
Instagram.
Dang.
Literally, an SNL
Okay.
an SNL skit had Finn Wolford, Gaten Matarazzo, and
Caleb
McLaughlin. Thank you. Lucas, Mike, and Dustin, of course, had them say, "Oh, where's Will? Oh yeah, he's still at his coming out scene." They literally
Yikes.
joked
That's
about
wild.
That's
that.
crazy. I don't know. Okay, what do you guys think about the fight scene, really quick? Now that we mentioned the
I
season
hated
5
it.
fight.
Yeah, I really, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. It's not that I hated it, but I just think it could have been better.
There were no Demogorgons, no Demobats, no
Yeah,
Demodogs.
where the demo dogs?
Where are the creatures?
Point,
They were
point.
in their home turf.
Well,
were
they
at-
made that big monster thing, his lair, his house, where he. It was
yeah,
like-
they were
Mind
in his
flare.
own lair, and they got
Yeah.
him juked.
Yeah. Well,
Like
it was a living thing that he was in
exactly
a living
that he's
organism.
connected to.
Good point.
And he's also supposed to be connected to Will too.
That's what frustrated me. That was my other pet peeve. Sorry, guys. Was when he had his powers, there was so many moments where he was just standing there watching them get murdered or slayed, and he just kind of let it happen instead of going,
Yeah,
all right,
no, I
I
did
believe
notice
in
that.
myself now. Like that's all he had to do this entire time. Will, come on, bro.
It's like stepping earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He could have saved that one. He could have saved that one girl from dying.
Holly, yeah, great.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was
Um,
too far gone, I think, though. He's just like,
I don't believe.
And
I don't
another
believe,
thing
I don't
though
believe.
is another thing that I found really, really, really weird is when Vecna, the main villain, was impaled in his own base, in his own little castle that he's connected
his
to.
own
The
dimension.
Yeah, his own little dimension, exactly. He's sitting there
Yeah.
making that sound for about
Dying. Like a minute.
I think 2 minutes and like 20 seconds, I think.
Something
and
like that.
it shows all the all the main characters who were there.
Standing,
just
staring.
posted.
They start like walking towards, standing, saying nothing. The music's kind of building up, and then it doesn't really build up to anything. He just,
No facts.
And-
And
No,
and
that's
then,
not true.
But Joyce
then
Joyce
Joyce
does
cuts her
that.
head off.
Yeah.
His head off.
that that's
That
true.
was awesome.
That was
because he was
epic.
like
I will
he was
say.
like looking at her and he was like about to do his powers for something and she's like nah.
Nah,
I'm gonna chop
that's
your head
true.
off.
That was
And
like,
that was a
you
good
took my
finale.
son in season 1.
Yeah,
Here
exactly.
you go.
And it flashed
that was
to
good.
it. Okay.
But I feel like she didn't have anything else to do earlier in the season.
That's true.
Like
Usually
where,
she's like on top of it and doing
where
something.
was she this season?
Okay, fair.
Low-key, yeah.
They were working on the kids and like how the kids were gonna end. I think
they needed to focus on
they're
the main
like the
cast.
parent. For the parents' resolution was the kids are safe,
Yeah,
right?
make sure
for
the
the
kids are
kids'
safe.
resolution is we're growing up and now it's our separate ways, but we can still come and hang out together.
Right.
Oh, okay, really quick before we gotta end it, I want to talk about season 5, their needle drops,
Yes.
just to get the last of it.
Yeah.
We got Rockin' Robin, Michael Jackson. I think we're alone now, Tiffany. I think we're alone now. Fernando ABBA, Mr. Sandman. ABBA. I call it ABB. ABBA. My bad, guys. I read that wrong.
ABBA Insurance.
Mr. Sandman, the Courgettes. Pretty in Pink, the Psychedelic Furs. Heroes, David Bowie. The Trooper, Iron Maiden. Here Comes Your Man, Pixies. She Boom, The Chords. Oh Yeah, Yellow. Human Cannonball, Butthole Surfers. Heart and Soul, Floyd Kamer. Sweet Jane, Cowboy Junkies, and To Each His Own, Freddie Martin and his orchestra.
Wow.
So,
Excellent.
I don't know. I feel like
A lot of repeats in the later
A lot of
seasons.
repeats.
season 3 had the best soundtrack.
I agree.
Or was it season 4, I would say?
I would say
I'd say
season
both
4.
of them, yeah. Toss up. It could go either way for me.
Either way for me. too.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the first season had... should I stay or should I go?
And we didn't
Yeah.
even mention Upside Down by Diana Ross.
Yes,
Yeah,
Upside Down by
that was
Diana
good.
Ross.
That was probably my favorite.
You know what? I actually have that coming up soon, but real quick, before we end it off, I just want to hear y'all's overall thoughts about the show.
I had to say 8 out of 10. It was generally a really good show. It piqued my interest. It had really good sci-fi, had good character development overall. There's one character you might not really like, but there's one character you definitely will like. And the ending, a lot of people might hate on it. I have to say, I talked to my girlfriend when we watched it together. When it first ended, we said it was actually one of the better endings of the last 4 shows that came out in this last year and a half.
And that would be
I
like
agree,
Peacemaker.
And all that stuff. So I gotta say, overall, the finale was an 8 out of 10.
all right. Andrew,
I would say
I like that.
I like that too. I would probably
you.
have to give it 8.5.
8.5.
I really liked the ending. I was entertained, and I think also being at AMC theater too, just vibing.
Yeah,
That's
how
right. You
was
didn't even
that?
mention that. Sorry.
It was amazing. Like, I had popcorn, I had nachos, I had the whole ordeal. I was just being chilling, looking at the screen. I was like, wow. 4 years ago, I wouldn't have even imagined watching the finale in theaters.
Yeah,
and
that's crazy.
It was so special, guys.
Wow.
Like, I would have to give it an 8.5. I really love the attention to detail that they brought into it, and I really like the duo Steve and Dustin have.
Yeah,
Like,
they had
they
a
really,
fight,
through
but
the
they
end-
came together.
They came back
through.
together.
Stick the glue.
Yep.
If I die, you die.
Yep.
I think.
Blood is thicker than water.
That's what they said.
Yeah, I like that. Give me some.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ethan,
Daphne Children.
what's your final review? And then we got to get out of here, folks.
I think I'm gonna agree with you, Jacob. I think it's an 8. If I gotta be super specific, maybe like a 7.8.
Okay,
A little
okay.
less, but I think overall good show.
It's a little critic.
I like 7.8. Gotta put in the point.
want to be 7.8. No, sorry, sorry.
The character development, like you guys said, has had been phenomenal since the show had started all the way back in, what was it, 2016? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
10 years ago.
it's about a decade. Yeah.
A whole
That's
decade.
wild to say.
Well, it ended
too.
in 2025.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
About
Well,
9 years.
It ended
Oh,
on
New
the day of 2026. So
No,
no,
December
no,
31st.
no, no. It
December
ended on
31st.
2026.
December 31st of 2025.
All right, let's argue about this in the car, guys.
Yes. No, but actually though, decade-long show.
It was a decade-long show.
And it's like it had a decade long to have people grow and connect with these characters. The characters that
So true.
The actors that played these characters grew up not only with the show but with the fans of the show as well. Everybody kind of grew up, and we were able to kind of connect our nostalgia with the show's nostalgia.
And you could tell
So
their
true.
chemistry, the whole cast was just superb. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they never
No,
missed a beat.
iCarly.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Well, they didn't have good vibes. They had really good vibes in this show.
that's
That's
true.
what I meant to say.
Yeah,
My
that's
bad,
true.
y'all.
That's true. That's true.